All right, you hellspawn. You want to look at some more code? Sure. Here's a texture atlas. Why? Why is this such a pain? Why is font the hardest damn thing in a game engine? That's the crux of a game engine. Is the font. Why? Because font requires a texture. Actually, it needs a texture atlas, so that's 2 files of code. This is the texture atlas code. Okay? Why is this so damn big, Adam? Why? Because you got to have it split up by region. You got to have a configuration for the size of the atlas. If you're generating atlases, you have to generate atlases, right? What's the point of having an atlas in your engine if you can't generate them? That's the whole point. You take a bunch of images, you load them in, you create a texture atlas, you save it, and then you load the atlas next time and forget all the rest of them images. But font comes as an atlas or a texture map or whatever you want to call it, sprite sheet, okay? They're all the same thing, by the way. The difference between a sprite sheet and a texture atlas and well, sprite sheets are usually used for animation, and then texture atlases are what you think a sprite sheet is, and then font comes in what's called a tiled texture or whatever. It's just a texture atlas. So you have to have a configuration for when you create them, okay? And you have to have an entry for the regions that define each individual texture on the atlas. So you need a texture atlas, a font renderer, a atlas registrar, an image loader, a sprite registry. You need all of that. You need all of that, okay? All of it. Just to get font. And then you're going to need UI. And UI is going to kind of manage the whole thing. It'd be like your texture manager. So what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 files. 8 files just to get font. That is the crux of a game engine. That is why everybody gave up C++. That is why everybody uses Qt, WX widgets, native. Native is not a thing because you're looking at it. I just explained why native is not a thing. This is why almond is a thing. All right, have a good day. Happy coding.